just naturally
come to you.
Yeah.
As I said, it's wisdom. If you say you have wisdom, it's too much pride. But if you don't say you got wisdom and people ask you something, it's gonna be a bunch of wisdom that come out of you. So it comes at a good time.
All right, like woo, like that's.
All right,
That's
so listen.
suffering.
Hey, it's me.
Introducing Mr. Manuel, aka Manny, aka Man Weezy,
aka Manny 2 times. Forgot that one.
All right, so he's just going to give us a little background, but today's topic in today's episode is called Mask Off.
Mask off. So that's something that we refer to as just keeping it real, keeping it authentic, genuine. You know, us both being counselors and introduce ourselves, we just ask for them to just be raw, authentic. You know, don't give us a facade answer that you think people want to hear. Give whatever comes to your heart. Speak from within, speak from deep down in your gut, that those insecurities that you don't want to allow people to know about you. But once you release that, you're going to feel so good, and it's going to be to a point where you might want to cry, because it's like how you let yourself become vulnerable. And that's what I love the most. I love just like seeing that in people. And I've been practicing that myself. I'm not gonna say it's easy. It's definitely hard, but
Wait, because I feel like you're going into deep. We're gonna start right there. So today we're gonna talk about submitting and authority and pride. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna let Manny talk a little bit about his background.
A little bit of my background. I'm from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I'm the first person in my family to go to college and graduate. So with that responsibility that I had, I just envisioned life so differently. You know, growing up in poverty, my goal was just to make it in life, just to succeed, to help my family out. You know, especially coming from a Hispanic heritage. Puerto Rican, Dominican, you always want to look out for your elders. So that's a big thing for me, is taking care of my mom, my abuela. So I end up getting injured in college, which it's called a brachial plexus injury. And I lost all movement and function in my right arm. And it was my dominant arm. So I was working out. I was big into sports. Turned down a scholarship to play football.
Why you turned down a scholarship?
It was for a female, so I turned it down. I turned it down. Ended up staying home locally in Lancaster, and I started playing rugby. And then I got injured, and it just a split second, my whole life changed. And to say the least, I didn't want to continue with life any longer. Like, that's when it broke me. Like, that broke me. It shattered, like, my dreams, everything.
So, not to interrupt, before you go further, can you recall when you did get injured when you was on the football field? Because you never know. You had people out here that's just like you, but just to hear what you was going through, like, where your mental was at, what did you think about?
Honest, I wasn't really in tune with with God at that time, like with my spiritual self. I kind of like shied away from God, but what flashed in front of my eyes was just like, it was a lot of disappointment. I felt like, I'm like, damn, this really happened. Like, I just felt like I let my family down big time. And I was like, damn, everything I promised my mom, my abuela, like my family, my brother, it's gone. Like, you know, just like that, like everything that I worked for was over. And I was just, I told my family, I'm like, yo, I want to quit. Like, I don't want to live anymore. I was like, I don't want to be like this. So it was real traumatizing for me. And in that moment, I just felt so much pain. It was just like, that was the only thing that was just in my mind. It's just like how to escape the pain that I was in.
So when did this happen? Like, what year?
So this was June 2015.
Okay, so 2015 up until now, how did you get your mental together? Like, what was you doing to become better? What made you go into the field of counseling?
I was a youth advocate for a couple years. That was my first job out of college. And after doing that, I had so much like it felt good to give back to kids that needed that guidance, because I didn't have the proper guidance in my life. So my objective was always to give it back to my community, to younger generations in the family. So I did that for a couple of years, being a youth advocate, a youth mentor. And then I kind of just wanted more in the career in that field. So that's what led me into counseling. So I already work with young adults, and I wanted to work with adults.
Okay, so that was your professional life.
Yeah.
Where was your relationship life, your family life? Like, how was that? Where were you at around that time?
All right. So
This mask off.
Yeah, mask off. Yeah. I needed my support system, and to be honest, I have a really good support system. Like from my family to my close friends, it was nothing but love, and everyone just told me like, "Yo, Manny, like you gonna make it, bro." Like everybody just believed in me, and it felt so good to know that all my like they all had my back, and it was so much love that was shown towards me because of what I went through, and they're like, "Bro, like you really strong for continuing."
But
I don't know if that answered your question.
No,
Nah,
that's the positive. That's the positive. What the negative? The storms that you was fighting. When I say relationships, as in like, what was you battling on the inside that you didn't let nobody know? Because anybody could tell you like, "Yo, you got this," and you could be like, "All right, thank you," but you're not being receptive to it. You're not receiving it. You got to block it.
What comes to my mind is just the pain that I still feel to this day. It kind of rejects me from a lot of people, from my loved ones, from people I interact with on a daily. So
Your
when people,
relationships?
yeah, my relationships, all that. So it's like when people love me.
I'm interrupting.
What am I not?
No, he gotta get to the nitty gritty. So the mask off. When it came to your relationships and everything, you was you walking with God around that time?
Nah.
Right. So how was your interaction? You was pushing people away. That you did say that, but you didn't go into detail. It's mask off. You can't ask for mask off, and then you not. If you gonna put everything out, you gonna put everything out.
Yeah. All right.
So you want to rewind that back?
Yeah. All right. So since I wasn't with God, I love
5 minutes.
Nah. So I was in love with females and all that, and I was in a phase where I was just like lusting really, and I was even in relationships, and I couldn't like stop cheating. I thought I couldn't stop cheating, and it took for me for a while to realize like, in order for me to truly love myself, I gotta respect a woman the right way, and it did take me years to come to that point, because I thought I was always gonna be a cheater. I was like, yo,
Peter Guns.
Yeah, I was like, yo, this joint, I'm just young, dumb, and full of cum. That's what me and my cousins said. Like, yo, so I didn't think I could stop cheating. I'm like, yo, it's in my family. Like, this is what we do. Like, we handsome, so I can't help it. But I practice everything that I talk about or preach about. I practice myself, or I went through it. So I kind of always speak on life experiences. So I don't know if that part
answered it, but
partly.
Yeah, partly. Before we go further into detail, a little backstory on how Manny and I met. So you want to go?
No, you got that part.
All right, so we was working at this company. We're not gonna talk about the company. However, he started in October, right?
Yeah.
He started October. I started in November, and I was informed that I had to go. What is it called? Shadow. I had to shadow him while he did group. What was the topic of your group? Oh, wait. So I forgot what the topic was, but he First of all, he didn't even have a phone or a computer. And he was like, can I see your phone? Because I'm trying to connect it to my Bluetooth. Because I don't know. I guess his phone was downstairs in his office. But he was like, I want to show this sermon because you had saw that church, right?
Yeah,
he was
like, my titi sent it to me.
Okay. And you got to tell him what Titi and Wayla mean because some people might not know Spanish.
Oh, my titi is my aunt in Spanish. Yeah.
Abuela.
And abuela means grandma. Yeah.
So he wound up putting the sermon on, and I forgot how the conversation took off, but one of his clients, it was about submitting, and it was about letting go. Look at this. It was about submitting and letting go. And I remember his client was talking. They all was like sharing stuff, but I really like to talk, and then I get sidetracked like a lot. Okay, I get sidetracked a lot. So I'll every time Manny would say something, I would like, I apologize for interrupting. And for anybody that know me, I always like interrupt. But like, I apologize for interrupting, but I really do apologize for interrupting. I constantly kept talking and sharing different things that I was going through. So I was like, but I'm sorry for taking over your group. Like, you can finish. He was like, no, like you cool, you got it. After that was over, he was like, yo, like, thank you for what you say? Thank you for something with my group.
For sharing, or
I don't know. He always be using these clinical terms like I'm the client and then he's the counselor. So I'm like, all right, no problem. I went back to my office. It was on the other side, the female side, and he was on the male side. And I remember they told me that I had to go to the basement, and I was like, well, why am I going to the basement? Like, I don't want to be down there. Manny, to be around Manny is just like, you won't ever be sad. You won't ever be down. You'll just always be like so happy because his energy, he just like a burst of energy. Like, that's really how he is. And I remember I went downstairs and he was like, oh, welcome to the basement. It's the basement party. Like, welcome. This the basement crew. And it was him and another young lady. And I started laughing. But in my head, I just was like, bro, I do not want to be in no basement. We could die down here. That's all I'm thinking. And he was like, no, you cool. And I know every day I will always like, listen to gospel songs. I know. Listen to gospel songs, but I will constantly keep listening to, you want to say it? The blessed.
Oh yeah, she like, we blessed. I'm like, damn. You make me feel like I was to church more.
In that song, it talk about like late in the midnight hour, like God gonna turn it around. And I just felt like in my head where I was coming from, because I'm not from here. Like, I'm not from where we was working at. But it was just like, I was learning how to adapt. And then me and Manny, it was like, oh, like, okay. Like, he make me feel comfortable. Like, I could come around him. I could talk to him and everything. And I remember, I don't know how we start talking about church. But I would pray every day. And then he said to me, he came up to me, he was like, he was like, it was Mother Sharisa. That's what he used to always call it. Mother Sharisa, Reese Money, or Reese. He was like, I see that you're reading the Bible and stuff and you listen to music. He was like, but I don't want to interrupt anything, but you think we could read the Bible together? So I'm like, yeah. So he was like, all right, this was November. Yeah. Because I came in November or December. Like,
no, it was November. All
right, November. And then I'm like, all right, yeah. And he's a trainer. He didn't even get to that, so he is going to talk about that before I shorten this. He is a trainer, so I was like, all right. So the clinical director had created this group text message, and something was like, just get his number and take the number and just send a sermon. So everything is so professional with me. So I was like, hey, did I say Manuel? Or Manny, I don't know. It was very professional. I was like, hey, like, I was thinking about you, and I wonder if I could send you this sermon. And he was like, Euro, or what is it? Euro. He was like, yeah, that's fine. Whatever you get a sermon, just send it to me. So I was like, all right. And then ever since then, like, I just would send him sermons and stuff. Nah. And then he did a fast with me.
Yeah. So everything she was doing, I seen that, and I wanted to just gravitate towards that because I got saved in 2022. So with her being in tune with her spirituality, it encouraged me to sharpen up my faith. So I was definitely like, it felt weird doing it, but I was like, can I pray with you? Like, can I read the Bible with you? And at first I'm like, man, she might say no, or I might. So I was just like, well, we're gonna see. And and she was cool with it, so it made me feel good. And I was telling my family about her, like my friends. I'm like, yo, like I met somebody at work, and like we prayed together, you know. Like I started reading the Bible. Like this is something I never done before in my life, so it was all different and new to me, and it felt good, and it still feels good. It feels refreshing every time to do it. Even though I'm like, to be honest, I'm not 100% there. I'm trying and I'm working on it. You know, it's difficult at times because it's like I was raised in church, but to when I moved back with my mom, like it felt she didn't make us go to church anymore. So I had a big gap in my life where I didn't talk to God. I didn't go to church. I didn't read the Bible. None of that. But I knew who God was. From being younger, from the way that we was raised with my abuela.
And another thing, not to cut you off, but what's crazy is that for him to say like I was helping him with his walk with God, it was also like, I talked about this in my last video, but I did say I was going to do a video on it, but it was also me like coming out of a relationship and just feeling like broken, insecure, and then like I said earlier, like being around Manny, his confidence is all like, it's beyond 100. Like he would make you feel like you could do anything in the world, and I mean like just have that confident level where you could see it could be God himself. And you know how people be like, oh, it's God, you fear him, you fear him. You be around Manny just for like I say a day or two, you'll be able to walk up to God like, yo, what's up, my guy? Like, how you doing? And I remember he texted me one day and he was like, and I always write this text message. He was like, yo, like, I want you to feel comfortable. I want you to understand that you're beautiful. Like, you're naturally beautiful. And I'm not going to get into other stuff, but I used to always look at it and I'm like, oh, this is so sweet. This is so sweet. But it also made me realize, because I kept saying like, I want to wear my natural hair. And I will always talk to my friends about that. Like, I want to wear my natural hair. I want to do this. I want to do that. Like, I don't want to wear no more weaves. I don't want to do makeup or anything. And I remember when me and him would talk, like we would literally have counseling sessions. And this is really how Mask Off came. We didn't have a topic, a title, or anything. It's just like, yo, we need a counseling session. And he would be vulnerable with me and I'll be vulnerable with him, and I'm like, I really want to do this. And then one day I just was like, all right, I'm gonna just do my hair. And I actually did my hair, and then it looked so cute. And then I would go into work and he would say like, oh, Reese, I like your hair, like that's really dope. And one day he just came to my office like, oh, you're really beautiful. And I'm sitting here thinking like, oh, what was I, ugly before? And he was like, no, yo, I'm just saying. So I'm like, oh, thank you. But then the icing on the cake was every day he would come in my office and I would have this mirror that I use for my clients, like for IM. And he would always look in the mirror and he would like, Reese, take this picture of me, take this picture of me. Or I'll be like, oh my God, this looks so cute. And I was not talking about him, but I would just be saying something I said, and he'd be like, oh, for real, thank you. And I'm like, I mean, I'm not talking about you. He was like, oh, I thought. So that was something else that I just gravitated towards him. But great.
I don't even know where to go up.
Because I was sending him sermons, because I told you I get sidetracked. Because I was sending him sermons, I was like, I want to start losing weight. And I remember I kept saying like, I want a butt. Like, I don't care. I just want a butt. I don't want to lose weight. Like, I was just, how I am with y'all, that's how I am. I was just so blunt. And he just was like, he said, Reese, you could get the body you want, but you're still not going to be satisfied. Mm-hmm. My exact words was, all right, I hear what you're saying. I just want a butt. So he was like, all right, I'm going to send you the workout regimens and all that. And you do this, you do that. Yeah. So I was like, all right. Capping. He never said anything. He just like, yo, did you go to the gym? I'm like, yeah, I went to the gym, but where's the workout? He was like, well, what you do? And I'm like, it don't matter. Where's the workout? So he was like, all right, we're going to start going to the gym. So I said, all right, let's start in January.
Yeah.
I said, all right, let's start in January. And I was like, while we start in January, like, do this fast with me for my church. It's the Daniel fast. So he was like, all right, yeah, I'll do it. So January came, my weight was like 220. Yeah. My weight was 220. I tell you, know. My weight was oh wait, sidetrack. Let's put that in the parking lot. So he talked about his injury. I'm gonna share a picture in the video. Is it okay if I share the picture in the video? I'm gonna share a picture in the video. It's gonna be on the left and the right. I don't know. It'll probably play after, but I know it's gonna be on the left and the right. All right. So back to the topic. So
Yo, she be having like 3-4 different conversations at one time.
but I'm on track. So January, I was like, all right, I weighed myself. I was 220. And I told him, like, all right, I want to be a certain weight by my birthday. And I said I want to be a certain weight by graduation. So he said, all right, when did we start seeing the difference? I think it was like the third.
After January.
Really, I'm giving myself January. We start seeing the difference.
Nah, cause that's when we started. So it was after January. Once we started like really going to the gym consistently.
Oh yeah, cause you was lenient.
Yeah, a little bit, but you was still grinding though. Like I was lean, but you was still putting in work. And then more into February, like
it had to be because around my birthday, I really saw the difference, and I was like, yo, like I lost a lot of weight. So it had to be probably the end of January going into February, because we was also doing a fast where we couldn't really eat nothing, and he was like tripping the whole time at work, like, Reese, I can't eat this, yo, I'm hungry, like I'm going through it, and he like he messed up a couple of times. So then I looked at him and supposed to be accountability, but I feel like it's a diet. When everybody's on the same diet as you, you want to stay focused. But when one person comes to the table and tank the diet, then everybody gonna start messing up. So he had like, if you said a donut or something or ice cream.
I forget.
So one week he just was off. Like he just was eating whatever he wanted. So when he told me, I'm like, yo, that's crazy. So then I looked at it like, well, he messed up. I'm gonna mess up. I want to mess up because I know I want some pizza. And when I got the pizza, I felt so bad. I was like, I don't even want this pizza. I was like, this not. I felt so bad that I didn't want the pizza. So I wound up, no, when he called, I wound up saying, he was like, what you doing? I was like, nothing. And he was like, he said, you ate today? Because he always would text me and be like, Reese, like, did you eat? And I was like, yeah, I ate. He was like, you're lying. So when he called me, he was like, you don't even sound believable. Because I could say something, but when I'm like, I'm lying. Like, I'm straight lying. So when I said it, he just got quiet. And I was like, what's up? And he was like, you're lying. You don't even sound believable. And I was like, I did eat. And he was like, what you eat? And I was like, I had some pizza, but I feel bad. He was like, yo, see, he was like, all right, you're right. He was like, but we got to get back on game because we only had like 5 or 6 days left after that. Yeah, and he was like, and then after that, we want to start doing our workouts. But that was like really long. So now he get back to Motivation 2 time.
Yeah.
How did you come up with that?
So I came up with that when I was in Philly. When I tell you about, I said earlier about my support system, my man, shout out to Yos, Wine, Daryl, Mike, my brother,
Papa.
a lot of, Papa, yeah, like a lot of my close homies, like, you know what I mean? Forgive me if I'm missing names, it's just, what popped in my head right now, but, Yos and Ruben and Juan, they just kept on just being on me, like, they was persistent about me starting something. They're like, bro, like you got something that you could share with the world, pretty much. And I never looked at it like that. I just focus really like on the people I know or people that I interact with on a daily. They're like, nah, like you got a story and the world need to hear that, bro. Cause the way you are, like you could help so much other people. And that's what really stuck out to me. Just like not being selfish, like, you know, if I had this gift, then utilize it. So that's where I really wanted to make the Motivation 2 times, cause I was getting love in Philly. I miss Philly. Like that's what started my motion. Like Philly really started my motion. And seeing how much people was coming up to me out there and really showing love, like that joint gives me goosebumps right now, because it was just like I'm gonna always remember where I was at, and it was just like a humbling feeling, and it just made me wanna go like all into this. So my man, we got a tripod, we got like the mic and all that, and I just started recording, just going to the gym recording. I didn't know what I was doing. My brother was like, yo man, you gotta do this, Juan was telling me you gotta do this, and I'm like, I don't even know, bro. I'm just doing, like, I'm making so many mistakes, but it's just like you gotta go through the process and people will see the growth with the more you continue to do something. And my man YA was like, bro, like your production is bad, but he was like, that's good though, because when your production gets better, they gonna see that. So shout out to YA for always telling me that. And yeah, my support, they were just always like yo, just keep it coming. Like people like your joint is getting buzzed, and for me it's like I know my end goal. So for me, I'm like, damn, it's gonna take it mad long, but it's that consistency, that persistence, and knowing me and knowing my story about going through perseverance and facing adversity. I know that I just can't give up, bro. Because if you give up, then it's just like you letting down so much people that really rely on you, that depend on you, and you don't even know, because a lot of times they probably won't even tell you that, because then now they gotta find it in themselves to really spread that love with you. So a lot of people, especially men, we want to be masculine, we want to be tough, and we don't want to show love to another man, because that's not
pride.
Yeah, that pride. So for me, like, it's easy for me to compliment another man or say something to other people, because for me it's all genuine, and it's like I have so much love in me. I'm gonna spread that love. Like, what's up?
I'm about to say that. Wait, you finished?
Yeah.
So what do you feel like is your biggest insecurity at this moment? What do you struggle with right now?
My biggest insecurity at the moment is just dealing with my pain. To be honest,
I'm gonna let you say that, but I'm gonna say what I think.
All right,
if I can.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, go ahead. It's just your pain.
Yeah, it's my pain. That joint really be like in the way. And it's something that I can't, talk to someone about, or people will know what I'm dealing with, because I got an injury that's like 1 in a million. It was a freakish accident injury. So the amount of pain that I had to like suck up every day, that joint sucks a lot of life out of me. I ain't gonna lie. It makes me not want to do a lot of stuff. Like even though I do things, and I am, the way I am, is a battle I had to face every day. Like when I go to sleep, I'll wake up in the middle of the night, or when I wake up in the morning, I know what it's gonna be like. I'm like, damn, bro, you're gonna be in pain. How you gonna handle today? So that's where I always try to stay positive, and because I'm already faced with a negative situation with my pain, and that could make me be an angry person. So I'm like, bro, how can you battle that, and how can you face become positive in your mind, and reap the benefits of that by giving love to other people, showing them that you genuinely care, and that everything with you is 100. Like, so that's why I always just try to ignore that negative part, ignore that pain that's like trying to pull me away from goodness, like from doing good, from just living right.
All right, so I feel like you struggle with authority and pride.
Yeah.
I feel like what I see, and I say this, I can share this?
Yeah.
Okay, so whenever he used to come into the office and he wouldn't open my door, because first of all, when you come into somebody's office, you'll say, yo, it's me, and you knock and be like, can I come in? I think we just had that relationship where it's like, we don't knock, we just straight open the door like, yo, in the middle of a session and everything. And it got to the point where our old clients would be like, yo, what's up? Like, what's going on? But I remember I used to always just tell him, like, I would go in his office and be like, I don't want nothing, but whatever it is that you're battling, like, you just got to submit. Like, you got to give into it. And he would always just be like, pay attention to people around you, your friends, your family members, people that you're in a relationship with, your partner, everything. Only because you could pick up on a lot of stuff without them even talking. And I know when it came to him, like for me and him to just meet, I always paid attention. So when Manny's up and happy and excited, like he got the most energy. When Manny like in his head because of his arm, or he's just frustrated because he don't understand something, he do like this. or he just be like, he'll look down. Like, he won't look at you. He would not look at you. He'd just be like, yeah, no. Like, start messing with everything, anything that's in front of her. And I just be like, one thing I always said, like, bro, look at me. Like, what's up? Look at me. Like, it's me. Like, I will close the door like, yo, what's going on? Like, nothing. And I remember what I had said to him, like, yo, you gotta submit. And I still say it up until this day, like, bro, like, it could be good days, but it could just be like we just talking, and I'll just be like, yo, you gotta submit. Like, I don't know what it is that you done with. He just be like, I know he be thinking like, well, where did this come from?
Yeah, I always like, why she ask me that? Why she say this to me? I don't even know.
It is crazy because I remember I asked him when I first saw him. I was like, well, my first time seeing him, I was in the CD office, our OCD office, and he came in. Did you come in? Yeah, he came in. He introduced himself. I remember everything because I'm gonna be a civil rights attorney. But he had on. Did you have a jean jacket on?
I forget.
And he had this green turtleneck. He was like, "Yo, my name is Weezy. What's up?" They call me man. And I'm just like, yo, like, he just too much. He just like this burst of energy. So me and another young man start laughing, and then the other young lady, she had started with him. She introduced herself, and it was like, oh, all right. And I was looking at him. I was like, all right, he the only one that really know how to dress hair, like, besides me. But I go times because I just was looking around like, yo, coming from Philadelphia and moving to where I live, and even when I went to Lancaster, Link, whatever y'all call it. Y'all don't know how to dress. Some people don't know how to dress. And I remember I said to him like, bro, like, what's going on? You had talked about that, about being in Philly. When did your walk with God start?
So it was when I was in Philly.
And then I remember, his mask off. So he was celibate for 3 years?
Not two.
I thought it was 3.
Nah, it was 2.
Oh, you be lying. But go ahead.
It was 2.
Look, go ahead. You want to talk about it?
Yeah.
And your mess ups. If you had any mess ups.
Nah, I did have for 3 weeks. I messed up for 3 weeks. Out of 2 years though, that's crazy. And Lord knows what I used to do. So I was very proud of myself. I was like, yo, you did that. Like,
but how did it start? Like, what did your friends say? Was they different? Like, how?
Like, my friends nobody done that before, you know what I mean? Like, none of us ever done that, so it was very different. And it was like, damn, this nigga don't get no buns. I was like, bro, how you doing that? Like, what's wrong with you? And I was just like, for me, I just always wanted the opposite. I just always wanted different. For me, I look at people and I look at their mistakes and I say to myself, that is how I don't want to be. Like, so my uncle started from me being younger. My uncle going to jail for 10 years for killing someone. And right there, I told my Theo, which means uncle, I was like, I love you, Theo, but I don't want to be like you because, like, you're out of my life for 10 years. And he was like a father figure to my brother and I. So right there, it just started something in me that just always looked at people, and instead of looking at them for like, oh, I want to be like this person, I always did the opposite and looked at people's flaws and what I didn't want to be like.
Hey, wait, because I'm gonna let you finish, but
yeah.
I can agree with you only because just from a female point of view, and all females not like this, so this is what I think. When I grew up, I would look at the females that I was around, or females that was in my family, and just be like, or like even my friends, like, I didn't want what they was doing. I didn't want to do what they was doing or what they was interested in, because it was like, and it's not against y'all, but this is just me, the friends with benefits, the situationships, like, it was just like, I don't know, my people used to always tell me, for me to be 33, yo, your standards are way too high. Like, you sitting here saying you don't want this, you don't want that, and it's like, no, I don't. But I also feel like I don't want it only because I saw what it did to people. I saw how people responded. I saw how they react, especially if they wasn't in tune with their emotions. Like I always say, like, you have to master your emotions and just like what you about to do or your reaction. I just know when it came to me, it was just like, yeah, I don't want that. And then another thing mainly was I'm a wife. I'm supposed to be a wife. I'm not.
Yeah, she always be saying that.
I said that to him, like, what you talking about? It don't matter. That's a side note. We can talk about it after that. But go ahead. You can finish it off.
Yeah, so going back to me being celibate, it started back from a while ago, as me being a child, and just always doing something different than my friends. Like, they all went into like factory work or doing some type of work, and I was like, bro, I think I want to go to college. And they looked at me like, bro, we can't afford college, bro. We poor, like, nobody did that. So that's what it was just embedded in my mind. I'm like, I want to sit in the office. I don't like getting dirty, so I like to be clean. So I'm like, nah, I gotta get me an office job. And I told myself this since I was a young boy. Like, I told my way, like, I was like, when I get older, I'm gonna go to work and I'm gonna have somebody make me coffee and all that. And I'm gonna just sit at my desk and just sip that joint. I ain't even like coffee at the time, but I was like, I just want to do that. Yeah. So I just never wanted to do what other people did, and that kind of always just stuck with me.
But okay, because you're a male, so I always say, like, y'all have so much y'all have to go through, and y'all gotta fight the world every day. Like, it's a struggle. And as a female, we don't know what y'all go through. We just know, like, yeah, we want to be that peace, we want to do this, we want to do that. But it got to be some type of report where a male could come to a female and open up and say, all right, this is how I feel, or this is my safe space. However, I feel like when it comes to that, a lot of guys will come back, and if they're around their friends, it's like y'all fighting each other because y'all can't verbalize how y'all feel, or y'all feel like, oh, I'm a man, I can't say this, I can't say that.
Yeah. So
when it came to that point where it was like, y'all want to be celibate, how did, like, you shut your body off where it's like, yo, I'm not having sex, I'm not doing, like, was it hard? Because at the end of the day, guys, y'all look at everything. It's like y'all hunters, so it's like,
yeah, so it was definitely hard. It was something that I just told myself this every day. I'm like, if you want something you never had, you gotta do something you never did before.
You did always say that.
And I just always use like affirmations or sayings or quotes, whatever. I use that every day. To help me get through situations that I'm going through, to help me go on the other side of it. And that was just something I just was like, nah, I'm gonna do this because I know what it feels like to sin. I know what it feels like to lust, to fornicate, to one night stands, partying, all that. I did all of it. So for me, it's like I never had longevity. I never had something that felt real, felt genuine.
Were you addicted to porn?
Nah, cause I ain't need to. So like, it wasn't the porn. It was just like me just using females, and that's what was my charm. Like, I knew this was the ticket right here. So once they see my face and I could just have that conversation with them, I'm going to get them. So that was it for me, and I knew that. And then I'm like, but that's not even right to treat a female like that.
Okay, so what I got at, you didn't have respect for yourself.
I never looked at it like that.
Right, but that's why you didn't respect females. And then knowing that a female won't take less, that's how you gonna comfort. You gonna do enough just to be like, I'm gonna show up and make her feel like this, but then it's like, I'm out.
I guess, I don't know, I was just going through it.
It's mask off. It's giving lying.
Nah, I just met some shorty, like, and yeah, it was a wrap from there. I don't know. And that's where I know, like, I can't just meet a female 101 and not have people around. Cause if I'm dolo with her, I already know what's gonna happen. So I would talk to females, but that's all I would do is I would just talk to them, and I would like pretty much lead them on and that was wrong.
So let's this is a side note.
Yeah.
So he was on these dating apps, right? And he like, Reese, like this how raw we were talking. He said, Reese, I'm on these dating apps, and I like shorties will send me pictures, and I'll send them pictures, and then they be like how I look good and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, and he was like, yeah, and he was like, and then they'll send pictures like I look good, right? And he was like, I don't even reply back. I'll just reply with, yeah, so what pic you think I look better at? And I'm just like, and right there it just made me look at it like, bro, like you don't care. And he was like, no, but I'm not like that no more. I'm not like that. I'm just telling you. So then I had sat to him like, it was something about attention. Yeah. I said, do you like attention? And he was like, you know when a guy do this, like, they about to come at you, but his response will always been like, I always tell him this, like, every time he's talking about, I'm like, you're so soft. Like, you're not him soft as a man. It's just like, he's smooth. So I be like, oh, you're Rico Suave. Like, he's just gentle the way he talk to people. It's like any and everybody. He could be mad. He's still just soft and gentle. And I was like, you're just so soft. Like, you're so gentle. And he be like, yeah. And I'm like, bro. Like, and I would tell him, like, you're not talking to one of them girls. Like, it's me you're talking to. Like, why are we doing this? So he would laugh. And then I remember saying, he was like, oh, so I said, how do you know that you're not being tested? And he said, what you mean? And I was like, I heard it, I think it was Pastor Mac Jr. who said it, like, say your sin before you sin, because then you wouldn't want to sin no more. Or was Keon Henderson?
I forget who said it, but I remember
Yeah, I used to always say that. So I said it to him, and he was like, no, it's not that. But instead of him, like, not being receptive, he took it in. And then I remember, but he came, like, a little too hard, because he texted me, and he was like, yo, I'm lusting for the new girl.
Yeah.
I was like, what? He was like, I'm lusting for the new girl. So I was like, just pray. Just pray to God. And then it sex work like, no, you said, I want the new girl. And then I was like, just pray about it. And he was like, no, it was just lust. It was just lust.
Yeah.
But it made me realize with him, I just was like, I always said, like, God is working on you, yo. Like, God is really working on you. And I think it was like 6 o'clock in the morning or 5, and I did a voice recording. I was like, you like Moses?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I don't know, it was on my heart. I'm not a prophet, but it was just on my heart. And I remember, wait, side note, because my girl Filet, she used to be like, girl, did you find a revelation? What did you find for me? What did God give you a word? God said something you just say to me, and I'm like, no, but just pray. And she was like, all right, whatever. But back to the story. So I had said to her, I was like, I don't know why I'm saying this, but I was like, God is working with you. I was like, just like God was working with Moses in Exodus, to build him to become a better man, because Moses had stuttered, and Moses didn't believe that he could do anything when he had to go to Pharaoh, right, to let his people go. And I was like, that's what God is doing. I said, but you just have to, like, submit. You just have to give in. Like, you just have to, like, give up the authority. And it was like a bunch of other stuff that I was saying. Manny is not a fast texter. Unless he's interested in you, unless he want to talk to you, unless he want to be like, then he would text me. I remember before I even sent it, it was like, ding, ding, ding. I was like, all right, look, I'm driving. Like, I respond when I get to work. But
so I messed up for 3 weeks, and then I ended up cutting it off, and I just couldn't do it. I felt so guilty, and I would just talk to my pastor a lot, and I told him, like, I look up to I just told him I look up to him, you know, a lot, just because I don't really have that role model, that positive male role model in my life. So my pastor is like everything to me, and he was just telling me ways to just get over the hump, you know, and ways that he was tested, and I found myself in the same situations. And I think I gravitated to my pastor a lot more just because he was a bodybuilder, and I love working out. So I'm like, my man, yeah, you already know. But it just, knowing that he went through those similar situations, it just let me know I could do the same thing. And with my walk, I just always think about, you know, messages that people sent me, and really just, like, put their heart out, and like, yo, like, I really appreciate you for doing this or for speaking on this matter, because I feel like that. I know what it is, and those messages, it means a lot.
Talked about your walk with God. So now, your relationship with God, your personal relationship with, are you engaged? Your relationships with your family. You didn't talk about your son.
Yeah.
And then your business. So you could take your time.
Yeah, you see how she be asking me mad questions at one time, and then if I forget one, or
I'm gonna bring it back up.
Yeah, but she knows I'm gonna forget, because I always do it. I'm like, yo, one thing at a time. I'm just one question. And
all right, let's not get.
Let me answer one question first, and then I answer the next one after. Like, if she asked me 10, I'll respond back to give her answers for 5 of them. Like, oh, what's the other 5? But nah. So I'll start with my son because that's my heart. My son. I had my son when I was 25. I never wanted. Well, I wanted a kid later on in life because I'm like, nah, I want to be situated. Like, I want to be good. But not knowing when I had my son, that gave me like a little extra motivation in life. And I say that I feel like
25.
Yeah, 25.
That's crazy. I had Jay as soon as I turned 24.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
It was like a year apart.
Oh, but go ahead. I apologize.
I know it sounds like a cliche answer, like people like, oh yeah, my son, it gave me motivation in life. For me, I say that only because of what I was going through with my trauma, and me knowing that I really didn't want to be here. Like I would be like, oh God, like I'm trying to go to heaven already. Like I want to be with you, like, cause I know I don't want to, like, I'm looking at it like, bro, I got injured at 23. I ain't trying to suffer my whole life like this. Like, so when I had my son, it just made me realize, like, yo, you got to give him a better life than what you had. And right there, that just says it all. For me, it's just like I didn't have a dad in my life, so I want to give him that unconditional love all the time.
And that's where you said, not to cut you off because you want to answer the questions.
Mm-hmm.
Ruben is the one who was like a father figure to you?
Yeah, so my older brother, we're 2 years apart. He's always been that father figure for me. He's always been there when I'm doing good, when I'm doing bad. He taught me so many things in my life. He's my biggest supporter, you know what I mean? And vice versa, as I am his. But for all my accomplishments, he's always been there. And I love my brother to death. And I say it to him and my mom all the time. Like, I'm so grateful that I have you two. Because they made me, you know, the man I am today a lot. Yeah. And then the next one is, so I
said, where you at now with your personal life? Are you engaged? Your business?
All right, so look, wait, I'm not going to talk about the relationship right now, but I'm not single. Yeah, I'm not single, but I'll just leave it like that. Yeah, I leave it like that.
So you're not engaged, but you're in a relationship?
Yeah, right now, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
No, I'm just, girl, she asked me wild questions, like, damn.
Everybody get asked these questions, everybody.
Oh, okay, all right.
Your business.
Oh yeah, so the business, the motivation 2 times. That's I always wanted to just bet on myself, and right now I'm just, you know, having the right people around me that's willing to invest in me the same way that I'm investing in myself. So I always tell people, you will never be successful if you try to do it alone. I know my strengths and I know my weaknesses. So my weaknesses, I already have people around me that's their strengths. So I'm like, yo, I could ask for help and be like, yo, can you help me out with this or whatever like that. And it's always love, and they helping me grow to that next level, because you want to see someone from that you grow up with make it, you know what I mean? And I told somebody, all it takes is for one person to make it, you could put your whole team on. And I stand on that, and I'm gonna just keep on. It's up and it's stuck, because we going right now. So I'm just grateful that I just keep it going in life, and that people around me could keep me grounded, could keep me, you know, let me know, yo, you doing the right thing, or yo, chill with, well, if I'm not doing something right. So I'm grateful for the people that surround me to help me out with I don't want to say, but with the business, yeah.
So we about to wrap up, but if you could talk to people who's facing depression, PTSD, mental health, everything, what would you say to them? Like, from your standpoint, because everybody not going to look at mental health the same, but it's still on that same line where it's like, listen, we all been through it, like we all getting through it, whether you was on a different level or a higher level, we still at that baseline. What would you say to them?
So what I want to say to someone facing those battles is, we're all facing something. You know, no one's better than you, no one's underneath you. But what I want to say is, you gotta acknowledge that you're gonna have good days and you're gonna have bad days. Those bad days, they may seem like it's like that day is never gonna end. I encourage you to reach out to someone that you love, someone that you feel comfortable that you can talk to, or I encourage you, not just because I'm a counselor, but I encourage you to seek counseling or seek some type of therapy. For me, my therapy, my outlet is fitness, just working out. When I'm in my head, I'm like, I gotta go to the gym. I gotta release this frustration, this depression that I'm going through, and I know what it feels like because I know what it feels like to not want to, do something. So that depression that you feel, that PTSD, whatever it is that you went through, try to find a positive coping skill that you can utilize to help you fight that thing that you're battling. I always tell people I'm here for you, but I can only be there for you if I know what's going on with you. If I don't know what's going on with you, then I can't help you. Like, we're just reaching the surface right here, when I want to know what's deep down in your gut. I want to know that, so that way we can speak on that matter. So don't allow yourself to be vulnerable around either someone that you trust or a total stranger that you can build that rapport with. But just keep fighting. That's, as long as you're breathing, I just feel like, there's something good that could come out of your situation, whether it's literally through you or your actions in life, that someone else can look at that and be like, wow, I love that. That just gave me so much hope to keep on fighting. And that's where I'm trying to use my story to push it out there and let people know. I don't want to just get to a certain crowd, a demographic, or like people with disabilities, people with mental health, people that come from poverty. I want to reach all people of all walks and let them know, like, we all battling something, bro. So it's just who's gonna speak on that, and I'm willing to do that. And I hope you guys, I can't find the words.
All right. Well, let them know about your social media, where they can follow you at.
Yeah, so you can follow me at Manny 2 times on YouTube, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Manny _2 times, TWOTIMES, and Manny is spelled MANNY. Yeah, that's it.
All right. So everything is going to be down in the description below, or where you can follow them at. You can put your email down there. You want them to write you?
Oh yeah. If you wanna, you could definitely. You could DM me, but if you don't feel, you could definitely email me as well.
So thank y'all, and we'll be back. Bye.
Deuce.